Hello, I'm Paul Rose from MrRosePhotography.com, and today I'm giving you a brief history. What's my story? Why I got into photography and what my plans are for the future. Well, I've always had a little point and shoot camera over the years. I think I had my first film camera those days. You wouldn't even contemplate having a film camera these days unless you really like the old stuff. Actually, I think about my 9th or 10th birthday I had a little point and shoot. You know, you had to move the film on to the next exposure before you took your shot. And then in 2010, I think it was in September, I was going to New York the following year, so I bought myself first DSLR. I got a few tips and asked a few people around, and they advised me to go to Canon, so I went for a Canon 550D, which was a new camera at the time. I think it was about over £600 it was. And got out the kit lens and really enjoyed it, and bought some better lenses during the winter months. And the following year I took it to New York in the March of 2011 for my 40th birthday. And obviously in New York you want to take as many photos as you can, and took that along a little point and shoot Canon as well. I bought an A6100 I think it was, something like that. Anyway, unfortunately in New York I didn't know nothing about RAW files there, so I only shot in JPEG, so I haven't got any RAW files to edit, so I got JPEGs. So that was a bit of one regret, but when you Photoshop now, you CC £10 a month. You know, you can really play with your RAW files, but unfortunately I haven't got none to play with. But then during that year, the 2011, the July I think it was, I had done a wedding, my first wedding, and it was a friend's daughter. They asked me to do the photos, and you know, they went really well. I mean, you know, I wasn't fully experienced with wedding photography, my first wedding, but we really got some nice photos. I was really pleased with it. Okay, being from the West Midlands, I'm a big Cradle Speedway fan, and I also like my Speedway photos. So by this time, I think it was about 2014, I'd upgraded my Canon to a 5D Mark II, and got the 24-105 L Lens with that. Fantastic lens. I did another wedding that year, and use that camera, and in the meantime obviously look on YouTube to get tips for weddings and proms and that. Come across this chap called Jason Lanier. He just bought a Sony mirrorless camera called the A6000, and I thought, oh, that's a nice camera, so looked it up how much it was, and obviously it was a bit dear at the time, so yeah, waited a good 3 or 4 months, and then I saw one on Digital Rev for the body only A6000 for £369, so I snapped that up and I sent it, coming in a couple of days. Fantastic company. I do recommend Digital Rev if you want to buy anything, and obviously use that along with kit lenses, and really enjoyed it. By this time as well, I'd bought a second-hand Canon 7D as well to do some photos, and saved my heart out and bought that fantastic lens, which is the 70-200 2.8 Mark II Canon L Lens. Fantastic lens that was. After a while of using Canons, obviously they are heavy, and you know, you got a grip on the bottom as well with 2 batteries in. It does, you know, it is a few kilograms. You know, it does add up the way it does, and you got lights and, you know, flashes and spare batteries, and you know, the way it does up. So by this time I thought, you know, this Jason in here had turned Sony full time now, and obviously got the A7s series had come out as well, so I got myself an A7R, so I got that, and obviously I started to sell my Canon gear over the time, got better lenses for the Sonys, and then I wanted a full frame camera apart from the A7R, so I this new one come out, the A7 Mark II, which obviously I'm filming at the moment. So obviously I want some better lenses, so obviously I sold me Canon lenses and sold the A7R, and where we are now, I've just sold my A6000 and upgraded to the new A6500 with the which does 4K. I don't need a 4K film at the moment because I haven't got the computer capacity to really cope with it at the moment. So And so that's where we are now. Obviously this year, 2017, I've started up this YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel before, obviously it was just like bits and pieces, but now I take it a bit more seriously. Filming things, I'm doing more filming my photo shoots, which I think is good, because it does give you a better aspect of what you've done, and people like to see them as well. And you know, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I appreciate it if you have. And so I thought I'd explain what the brief history is. So this year, proms, more weddings. If you're after photography, check me out on mrrosephotography.com. And that's about it for me. So happy shooting. I'll see you on the next video, and bye for now.